What's up, people? REE-ZON coming at you once again. I know I said that's it in the last video, but I figured I'd continue because there's more I gotta say on the subject of graphics and how important they really are. This is part 2, I guess you can call it. But yeah, man, I mean, like, that's what I've been seeing so much in this video game, and especially in this YouTube community, man. So many. And it's Nintendo fans the majority of the time. And the truth be told, look, man, I'm gonna state the obvious, man. For Nintendo fans that are scared to do that, alright? I'm going to point out the big, giant, pink fucking elephant in the room hanging from the chandelier. Our system cannot produce the visuals that the Xbox One and PS4 can. Okay? We're in the ballpark. We're around there. But we're beneath them in that capacity. Okay? So, it's always us that you hear complaining and shitting on games that have good graphics and making an assumption right off the bat before we know anything that the game is probably going to be broken or the game's probably going to have shit gameplay, but they got their graphics, so they're happy. That's the tone that we have. It's always us. Why? Because our system, hardware-wise, is inferior or is behind. That doesn't mean that it's the worst system. That doesn't mean that it doesn't produce amazing visuals, because it does. But I'm just saying those two systems are more powerful and can produce better visuals, more clear visuals, a lot more stuff going on the screen at once, things of that nature than the Wii U. It's fact, okay? It's fact. Who cares? But it's us that you hear talking about that. You never hear the Xbox One or the PlayStation fanboys talking about that because they don't need to worry about that. What you see them shitting on is you see them shitting on platforming and 2D games and all that because those games' gameplay is usually a lot more challenging and intricate than some of the open world games that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One fan base usually plays. But I'm talking about us right now. I like, it's us always saying that shit. And it gets me furious because it's like, dude, just because, like, for example, Uncharted and The Last of Us and games like that, they're more of a, they're fun. I love them. I have Last of Us Remastered. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Uncharted 1. I didn't play the other two, but I'm definitely going to look into the fourth one when that comes out. Whatever. That's besides the point. But those kind of games, you'll notice as you're playing them, they have more of a cinematic vibe to them. It's kind of like it's a lot of gameplay. There is gameplay there. It's not a movie that you're watching and pressing a button every once in a while. But it has like the movie, the cinematic vibe is kind of tied into the flow of the game. It's always present. Where at any moment, it can go to a cutscene, and at any moment, it can jump right back into gameplay. So many of us Nintendo fans shit on that style of game just because it's not our cup of tea. And it's like, oh, it's a movie. You use that line. Oh, it's a 90-minute movie. No. A 90-fucking-minute movie was Metal Gear Solid 4. That piece of shit was a 90-minute movie. Okay? But that's another example. Metal Gear Solid 5. They just released. Getting rave reviews. I don't give a shit about Metal Gear. I can give less than a shit about Kojima. I think he's a fucking rockstar wannabe. That's just me. But, you know, from what I've seen and from what I've read, I don't know the guy. I'm just saying. Whatever. So, I don't care about the franchise. The last time I played it was Metal Gear Solid 4, and that left such a bad taste in my mouth, I want nothing to do with that franchise. But seeing the trailers, I'm not going to lie to you and sit and say to you that I didn't sit back and say, God damn, that is an amazing looking game. That is art. That is fucking art. Look how realistic everything looks. Look how vibrant it is. Look how lifelike it is. You know the manpower it took to make that shit happen just for that little trailer that you saw that you're so quick to disregard and shit on. That's part of the video game industry, like it or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything to do with that game, not because of anything spiteful. I just don't. It doesn't interest me. But it's getting rave reviews, and a lot of people are saying that it's a lot better than Part 4, and there's a lot more gameplay. So am I going to sit there and just jump the gun and say, oh, it's probably just like 4, it's another fucking 90-minute movie with even better visuals? Like so many of us do. I hate that shit, man. It's like, we're so quick all the time to talk about how we can't stand how the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation and the Xbox fan base does that to us all the time, and we're always crying peace and crying about we should all just coexist and enjoy our games and whatever system you play on. But then we turn around and we do the same shit in a more disgusting degree to them. Why? Hey, look, man. I could say in a generalization. This is just a generalization. It's not a fact. But you could say that the Nintendo side of things, that's where the best gameplay is at, which is the most important. But you could also say that on the PlayStation, Xbox side of things, that's where the power is. That's where the real graphics or whatever you want to call them is. Now, I said that's a generalization because there's some amazing graphics in some Nintendo titles. And there's some fucking badass gameplay in some Sony and Microsoft titles. Do you want to live on the side that just goes by the generalization? Or do you want to live on the side that just says, you know what, bro, hey, we're known to have more of this, but you guys got some of it too. And you guys are known to have all of that, but we got some of it too. And let's just enjoy the fucking games and the systems, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. And so, you know, this has kind of turned into a anti-console war 2-part video series. Whatever, man. I mean, it's just, it's really nauseating. To hear, like I said, I'll point back to that YouTuber that I was watching. To hear some dude say that Mortal Kombat X, and with the tone of voice, the thing is that you had to hear it. Because with the tone of voice, you would have been like, oh, this dude is a fucking hater, dude. Right at that moment, I respect the shit out of him, and I love his videos, and I mean, you know, up to that point. At that point, I basically said, you know what, I've heard too much of this from him lately. I'm kind of done with him. But he's got a great following on YouTube, and he's got some great content. He does a weekly podcast and all that. Awesome. But when you hear the tone of voice that he uses when he says that, he'll be talking about a game that's coming out. Well, you know, it just looks like Mortal Kombat X, you know, and that character models just, you know, they're not that great. I mean, kind of look like a 360 game. That's kind of what he sounded like. It's like, dude, really? Did you ever even fucking look at Mortal Kombat X? Because, you know, forget the gameplay, because the gameplay is phenomenal, but we're not even going there. Did you even just stop to look without Nintendo glossed over goggles? Just with an open mind and free will, and look at the game Mortal Kombat X and what it looks like? It looks fucking phenomenal. They get mad because the first time we saw it, it was a CG trailer of Sub-Zero and Scorpion fighting in the woods. I'll tell you right now. And this is going to generate a whole bunch of heat. And they say, and the game looks nothing like that. The engine that was used for that CGI trailer that you saw is the exact same engine that is used for the gameplay when you play the game. So if you pick Scorpion and Sub-Zero when you fight in that same stage, which is a stage, I think it's the Living Forest or the Dead Forest or whatever, that was used in that CGI trailer, the only reason it doesn't look the same is because it's not a CGI trailer, so there's not different camera angles zooming in and out and going around. It's a side-to-side view. But the Sub-Zero and Scorpion look damn near identical to their freaking counterparts in the trailer. The trees, the snow, everything looks the same. So how does it not look the same as what you play in the game? But you're just a hater. And we do that shit all the time. It is so annoying. And then we say, oh, Legend of Zelda, the art style. We love it. I love it. I don't think it needs to change at all. I think it's phenomenal. But we say, whatever were to change something more lifelike, like The Witcher 3, oh, then we shit on it. Oh, it's garbage. Why? Why? Why is it garbage? Because your system can't produce those graphics, so you just by nature hate on that. Anyways, man, I'm done for real this time. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos and just take into account what I said. God bless and stay gaming. Peace.